I want to give you the idea that there are going to be many tools. And they're going to come and they're going to go and they're going to have lots of capabilities. It's much more important that you have a sense of what the process is. All right? What you need to understand irrespective of what you use. And then, yes, there's some differences, but mostly there's similarities. You need to be able to define your ecosystem. You need to be able to interact. So the media, this is a process. It starts with your customer. You don't say, I want to do a Facebook page. What you want to say is, where does my customer live? Right? Where do they live on the internet and online? And then you also need to think about your objective. If you are an individual or you are a small company, i.e. resource bound, there's also the issue of what you feel most comfortable with. We're going to be talking about Facebook tonight and LinkedIn. And for me, I like to blog, but I also like to write. Maybe you don't like to write, and Twitter is going to be the way that you go. But each one's a little bit different, and in most cases, you will use more than one tool. Using one tool is a great way to get started, get a feel for how you use it, and then you're going to find you probably want to use a second. Anyway, we've got a great speaker tonight, and she'll talk about that in more detail. So, just a thought on blogs here. Blogs are great if you like to write. Blogs are great if you really want to get into an issue. If the idea makes you cringe, then blogs probably aren't for you. One of the things I really like about blogs is that they're highly viral, even today when there are about a bazillion blogs. And by viral I mean, if somebody is searching on what I talked about last week, a vanishing mass market, and they hit that word, they come directly to me. And so it's another way of getting found. And we talked about leveraging someone else's Google juice, right? There's a terrific article on ethics. And you want to make a statement about it. And you take the title of the ethics article, wherever it appeared, and you put it in your title, and then you write your response. And what happens is, when people look for that well-known speech, they find the person, they find you. It's an amazing way to compress that distance between you and your customers. So blogs can take a great deal of time. They do expose you. Any social media tool, no difference. As soon as you're out there, you're out there. And readers can find you. They can try to spam you. Controls today are so good that if you take any of the standard blogging sites, you'll have controls on that. So that will not be an issue today. It's a real big issue on Facebook. Okay, so we're talking about social networks today and Facebook and LinkedIn. And we're talking about what Zuckerberg mentioned, which is the idea that he wants to leverage the social graph. He wants to leverage the social graph of the entire world, and each of us, by going on social media, wants to leverage our social graph. All of the ties, all of the relationships, all of the sites, all of the media that we use on the internet. So examples, these are some of the big examples, right? Facebook is the largest, hitting $1 billion this last week, followed by YouTube, and then Twitter, and then LinkedIn, and then a whole bunch of others. And by the time you get to LinkedIn, you have a much smaller number of followers. I'm going to guess about 800,000. But you have a better distilled group of followers, right? These are professional people. It isn't the whole world. And you can go on other sites that are just farmers, just lawyers, that kind of thing. So what you want to do now, let's see, how many people in the class use Facebook personally? So a lot of you. And then how many people in the class use Facebook to market business? Okay, so this will be the time to sort of explore that. We're going to take one quick movie. So again, the first question you always ask is my market on Facebook? I can't tell you how many Facebook pages I've looked at for companies where someone will say to me, fix it. And nobody has they haven't thought about what their objective is, and they haven't really given much thought to how many people in their audience inhabit this space. So really, it's a very important issue. Okay, so this is a Facebook profile. It's the profile of one of the social media managers at Cisco who spoke to an earlier class. And what can you say about it? One of you who is familiar with Facebook personally, show me a couple of the parts of it that you work with. Can someone take a shot at that? No one will take a shot at that? Okay, I'll take a shot at that. So, okay, so just to back up, this is what her LinkedIn looks like. And you can see it's a very different feel, right? And she doesn't have a Facebook page that I'm aware of. And so that means that she lives her personal life on Facebook and her business life on LinkedIn, which we'll be discussing. But I want to go back to some of the profile features. So for those of you who are already familiar with the terms of Facebook, you have friends. And friends are a way that you leverage your social graph. And friends are the way that you amplify your reach. Because if I tell my friend, then she might tell 2 friends, and they might tell 3 friends. For example, Stephanie sent us a great book on blogging. And I put it up on our Facebook site. And maybe you'll read the book on blogging and you'll send it to 2 or 3 friends. That's the power of social media. And you can like what someone says. And we're going to talk about the importance of liking for a business. And you've got your wall where people are commenting. And you've got a feed. And this is a very important part of the profile. These are apps that you can add to your profile to make it more engaging. Remember, engagement is what we're talking about in this class. And you can poke someone if you want to be a friend, and this should look very familiar to you.